Hello and welcome to another one of our tech demos. Today we are going to do a simple exercise. This is going to be the C# version, and we're going to look at calling a function in C# and using Unity. So here I have the basic Unity setup, and what you can do is you can start by either creating an empty game object over in the hierarchy on the left-hand side here. So we come over here and we have our hierarchy here. You can come in and you can right click and you can say create empty and you can name it. And I've already created one here called welcome manager, but you would type in welcome manager and name it like so. So I'll delete that one. You'll see I have this here. And then you'll come down to your scripts folder. If you haven't made a scripts folder down inside the project folder down below, you're just going to come down to projects here. And I would create a folder for scripts because you're going to have a lot of scripts as you build your apps, your games, and so forth. So I went ahead and created a scripts folder for myself. And inside that, what I'm going to do is open that up and create a new script in here. And we're going to call that script today welcome message. And I believe I already got one in here. But if I didn't, I would right click and say create. In older versions, it'll say create C# script. In this one, it says create mono behavior script. I think that's a feature of Unity 6 point something and on. So it does the same thing when you click it. Just be aware, whatever you type in here is going to be what that class in your code takes in. So if you name it one thing and then you try to change the file name, just make sure that you're going to actually have to make your code inside that match too. Otherwise, it won't match up. You'll get an error. So in this case, I'll go ahead and delete that one there and actually open up the one that's called welcome message. But we'll come down here so that we're not waiting for it all the time. But as you can see, I was trying to make these a little bit shorter too so that you guys aren't waiting for it to compile every time because that can be quite annoying when you're watching a video. So we can come down here and I've got one called welcome message ready for us to go. And you'll see that in future ones, we will just have these ready to go. So I'll double click this and open it up. And by default, you would have just your basic start and your basic update functions in here. So let's walk through what has changed inside of this. So you can see in here, let me clear the old drawing so we know right where we're at. And you can see in here what we have is our initial public class, which is the welcome message. That's the name, again, of our script file over there. So do keep that in mind when you guys are changing names. This is what I'm talking about, that file name is actually the name of the class. Those need to match up, including the capitalization, punctuation, so forth. So that's going to be your class or your script name. And what we've got coming up after that, as you can see here, is the function or the method that we're really starting in. So what we've got is in the start message, we're telling it to call a function called print greeting. So this is the function that we're creating today. So how do you create a new function in this? So you would just come in and you could say, in this case, it has no parameters and it has no return value. So this is just a void function that's called print greeting that we call inside of the start function. So as soon as the game starts, it goes into start and it jumps down into this function. So what we're doing here in the debug log, let me clear those other drawings out of our way. And what we have here is we are going to print to the screen here this welcome message, which is going to print everything that's in the orange quotes here, which says, hello and welcome to another one of our Cozy Tech demos. So if everything is good, we can come back over to our Unity game. And if we hadn't already, we would need to connect that to our game object. So welcome manager is my game object. And I would need to come over to the inspector on the right-hand side, and I would need to search for that script that I just created, which was called welcome message. And you can see it right here. And I would add it. But I've already got it added in there, so you can see that now there's 2 instances of it. So I don't need to have 2 instances of it. But that's how you could add it in. Another shorthand way to do it would be to actually take the file from your projects folder down here. You could actually come over here inside of projects. And you can actually click and drag that straight up. And that's kind of what the the pros, once you get used to doing this, will just do that if they know that that's exactly where they need it to go. It's really fast. You just click on it, drag it up, and release it when you don't have that little not symbol. Now I've got 3 of them. I don't need 2 of those. So let me show you how you remove them too, because that happens from time to time where you need to remove a broken script or a duplicate script. So in your inspector, if you accidentally added it multiple times, you didn't mean to do that. There's a little 3-dot menu icon right there. Just click on that icon. I'm having to click back and forth between the zoom tool so I can actually click on it. If you're wondering where the mouse is going. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to say remove component. And that's how you can remove any component here. So I don't need to have 3 of these in here. So I remove those 2. And then lastly, let's make sure that we can see what's going on. And a lot of our things, we are just doing tech demos here. We're not building a game just yet. We'll have that in an advanced series. But in this case, most of the time, we are just testing the tech demo. So we're going to be watching the console. So I'm going to switch over here to the console. And I'm going to hit playback, which again, is right here. Just come up here, hit playback, and check to see if our code works. And if not, we'll watch for errors and try to debug in case we had any typos. And I can see, sure enough, down there in our message board, we do indeed see, hello, and welcome to another one of our Coziplans tech demos, and the Unity message and the timestamps, and it's happened and it's occurred once. So we have successfully created our very first function that was, again, inside our lovely code right here. We were able to create this welcome message, and it now prints out when the game starts here. It jumps into the function that we created, which is called print greeting. So we have print greeting. Don't forget to have your little semicolons in this. And we come down here. It doesn't have any parameters. It doesn't have any return values. It just comes in and it just prints to the debug log, hello and welcome. That's all there is to creating a basic function with no parameters. And we'll jump into a little bit more complex one next time. Have a good one.